That's a storm. That's what we call those. Not those. Those are cows. Beef cows, actually. But the thing over top of the trees is some major rain. And I got to get cooking if I want to, you know, ensure that I'm not getting swamped by it. Yeah, it's been a time, hasn't it? It's been quite a long time. What do you think of the windscreen and the new dash? I swapped out all the chrono parts stuff, and a lot of the vibration issues that I was having are gone now, surprisingly. But yeah, the windscreen's really cool. I like it. I've always hesitated getting a big, tall, dark windshield because I always thought it would mess with the camera angle. But hey, you know what? I'm not filming much anymore, so there we are. But still, I get it. I like it though. I mean, like, you can hear probably more of the engine. You probably hear more of me, I would imagine. But anyway, how have you all been? Oh my goodness, it's been quite a long time. It's been many months since I've been out here, even on the KLR. Probably the first time I've been riding Silver Fox since the early spring when I first got it geared up and ready to go on the road. I took it for a quick little rip around town, around the neighborhood, and it's been fun. But today I figured, you know what, got some work done early, not too early, but I've been definitely jonesing to get out here on the bike and get out here and kind of chat with you folks for a little while. Check that out. I got one of those. Yeah. Well, that's a Cherokee. I got a Compass now. So if you've been wondering what I've been up to, it's a lot of that actually. Yeah, I bought the Jeep because I got a new job and the job requires me to drive a lot. So I went to Mrs. Dowski and I said, hey, we got to get a new vehicle. I don't think we could afford to get a brand new vehicle because of vehicle prices these days. So let's get something cool and used. So we got this 2021 Jeep Cherokee Jeep Compass Trailhawk. And I've been putting it through its paces, Island Riders. You know me. I like the mud and the red dirt, and we've definitely gotten quite a bit dirty. I took it all through Dromore with her. She's been loving it too, eh? Like, Mrs. Dowski historically has not liked camping, but I've converted her with this thing. We've been out doing a lot of camping, actually. Just a couple weeks ago, we were at Point Wolf in Fun Day Park, and then we went up to Mactaquac. We did 2 nights. Other things, yeah, I got a new job, so I've been doing a lot of different stuff. Normally I work at desk, but I've gotten back into the construction game. It's a really cool job. I love it. I work with First Nations communities now, trying to help them out a little bit with renewable energy systems like solar and installations and stuff. But we also just do general construction and construction management, so it's been fun. Back in the seat on the machines. Back in the game. Oh, it's so good. But I want to get back in this game a little bit, the motorcycle at least. You know, and I'll say this too. Well, you know what? Actually, I'll save it because we got where are we headed? Let's just go to Blooming Point. Let's do that. So this part, or that part up there, takes you to Pointe de Roche, but brings you to the backside of the Abbotsford First Nation, Scotchford, that particular part of the Abbotsford First Nation. This spot here, though, takes you to a beautiful beach. And this is Blooming Point Beach. This is one of my favorite beaches here too. What a beautiful spot though, eh? So Winter Bay is this whole area, and it's just beautiful in here. A lot of people come here fishing here a lot of times too. It's really nice. But if you're looking for a cool little cruise on the red dirt, this is the spot. This is the spot. There's something out there. I don't know what it is. It looks like a animal, but we don't have animals that big. One thing to be mindful of if you're up here is the sand. The sand is treacherous. Normally I jump right in it, but it's been a while since I've been off-road, so I'm a little rusty in the dusty, if you know what I'm talking about. So I might not really get into it that much. But if you do, she's just too fun. Throttle out, you know? That's how it goes. Yeah, very cool spot up in here. Very cool spot. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, I mean, there's lots of you that are new, I would imagine, since we're at like, what, 3,000 some subscribers, and I think where I left you guys off, we were like 2,500 or something like that. If you're new to the channel, I apologize for the realization that I haven't uploaded in quite a while. But that's just it, you know, priorities change, hobbies change. You know, I've always said though, right before I kind of put it on pause a little bit, that man, that's pretty. Against the backdrop of that thunderstorm. We're under a severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, so yeah, if you're new to the channel, check out the back catalog of Island ADV videos. We got a lot of cool ones for you to watch. It's got some adventures, some bigger adventure series there. That's very neat. I haven't decided whether or not I want to do videos about the Jeep yet. But I can tell you one thing, that I do have a plan for stuff to do with the Jeep. The next thing that we're gonna, where are we going next? I think I was telling Mrs. Dowski the next mission on the Jeep was to go to Mount Carlton Provincial Park. That failing, just, you know, do some more camping around PEI, but eventually we're working up to do the Trans-Quebec Trail on the Jeep, and the Jeep is good. It's like it's a Compass, right? But like, it's got better ground clearance than your average SUV, which I put to the test out in New Brunswick. I took it all down through Tion's Corner to 45 Bridge, and took it on some crazy stuff. I made Mrs. Dowski a little nervous on it, but that's all right, you know, maximizing the Jeep usage. But yeah, it's got four-wheel low, which is basically all we're after for the most part. So this little spot here is what I like to call the Dromore run. It is one that I come to a lot. I have a lot of videos about this. One might even say that I'm a one-trick pony when it comes to this. But like, I love this ride so much. And I'll say this, it feels so good to be back on the KLR, just, you know, kind of cruising, puttering around, hanging out with you folks, chatting. Yeah, I don't get much of an opportunity to do it anymore, because you know what, anybody who's worked construction or in that line of field or in that field can tell you, like, days start earlier and days go longer. It's just the way it is. Same as farming. You know, you're in it for a longer period of time, that's for sure. Man, this windscreen, you can hear so much more of the bike, so much more of the engine. Just like, sounds cool. Pretty, eh? I'll slow our roll a little bit. A little bit of sand here on this section. Section's coming up. We're gonna have a little bit more sand too. So how's everybody been? Like, how have you been doing? I know Shane down at Bulger Motorsports has been just, you know, selling and getting KLR 650s out the door left, right, and center. Man, some of the newer ones, they have such cool paint designs on them. Me and Foxy are together for life, though. We're not going anywhere together. I'm not getting any. I have no plans to get a new bike. I did originally have plans to get a Versys 1000, and then we switched it up and we were going to get the new Versys 1100, and then me and Mrs. Dowski, we were going to venture around on that. But you know what, we just put the money elsewhere, and then the Jeep happened, so that kind of scratched that itch. Because I'll say this, like, a lot of times when I'm out on this bike and I'm doing this adventure, the number one thing I say to myself, oh, I wish Mrs. Dowski could see this. I wish she could be here. And just like, I've always wanted that, and finally I kind of have it, which is another reason why I'm not really on the bike that much. But you know, it's a lot of me not on the bike much talk. Let's talk more about like what other people are doing. I know that, you know, some of the Island Rider group, they've changed bikes We got some new bikes out on the road, lots of new riders out on Prince Edward Island too. It's great to see it. You love to see that, you know. So I'm pretty excited for anybody who's got a new bike. If you have a new bike, let me know. What did you get? You know, did you go up in CCs? Did you go down in CCs? Are you riding a little bit more of a nimble, you know, kind of dual sport machine? Are you cruising around like me on an ADV built two-wheeled machine intended for awesome adventure? Oh, I love these roads. They're so good. Pretty sure this is what we want. That'll take us back through to Stratford. This will take us back into the woods. A little bit more involved. Yeah, this is such a wicked run. If you like going back to like the discussion about people getting new bikes, if you did get a new bike, if you're new to this stuff, ooh, watch out for the sand, number one. That's a good bunch of it. And number two, check this little trail out. This is Campbell Road, and it's not too technical, but it's a great place to practice and to get better off-road. It's a great jumping off point. From here, after this, once you've got this down pat, you know you're pretty much onto the ATV trails of Prince Edward Island, which are really awesome on PEI here, because all the ATV trails are, you know, you can take your dual sport bikes on them, which is great. I will say this windscreen, I don't think I'd take this windscreen on an ATV trail. It's just too tall, you know, like I'm always wanting to look over it. Every time I'm looking down, I just don't get the kind of visibility I want. I'm not in any serious trouble right now with it by any means, but if I was taking on a long run on something a little bit more intense, I would definitely swap it out for the stock windshield. But speaking of ATV trails, they're definitely open. There's been a lot of progress. There was a big push to try to open up Confederation Trail to the ATV riders. That obviously didn't go anywhere. You know what? Controversial hot take. I don't think it's the right fit. You know, I don't think the ATVs like kind of belong on Confederation Trail. Number one, they're boring. That trail is just boring. I mean, it's nothing like this. I mean, look at these deep ruts on the side. If you want to get into that, you can get into it. And with an ATV, it's good to putter along on something very well maintained and flat, but once in a while you want to get into the squirrely stuff, right? So it's kind of boring, but that did open up the conversation about creating a tip-to-tip ATV trail on Prince Edward Island. And then once we got into that conversation, the ATV Federation ended up getting some money to do some initial planning, I believe, and feasibility studies on a tip-to-tip ATV trail, which is wicked. Or drop a gear just because this is a pretty big blind. Cars do come through here. Like eventually I'll bring the Jeep through here, but like you gotta stay frosty on this one. So yeah, that would be incredible to ride. And you know, we've set a good precedent about these bikes being on ATV trails and being good about it. So that's nice. You can see some ATV trail signage right now. Not signage, but like trail sign. My goodness, it's warm. Holy smokes. Jeez, it's been so humid. I was working on site one day, it was like 40, 42 degrees or something like that Celsius. Man, it's just super hot. Oh, but it feels good to take a break and get back out on the old KLR 650, the Silver Fox. Thanks for coming along for the ride. It's great talking with you again. I hope to get out here and do a few more videos. You know, like I said in the last video I did, you know, for me, my standpoint and my mission, my approach, if you will, to YouTube now is If there's a video, there's a video. If there's not a video, there's not a video. I don't really have a set schedule anymore because, you know what? Hobbies change, paths change, stories change, and you got to kind of move along with them. So that's where I'm at. I'm just enjoying a lot of stuff, playing a lot more guitar these days. You know, got the new job, doing a lot of other cool hobbies. What are you up to? It's been a long time. Tell me in the comments what you've been up to. What kind of adventures have you been going on? I hope you've been having some good one, Island Riders. I'm glad to see you again. I hope you're having a great time on the bikes. But I think I'm gonna head back home for some supper and see if I can keep outrunning this rain. Jeez, we've been doing a good job of it so far. But we still got a little ways to go before we get home to some supper. So, until the next time we meet, be it on a trail like this, maybe we'll go into the garage and do something next time. Who knows? Yeah, maybe this will kickstart some videos. Maybe it won't. But anyway, have fun, stay safe on the ride, and see you when I see you.